Shalom, shalom, brothers and sisters. It's Brother Yosef. I want to come back to you with another message today. This time talking about the 12 laws of wisdom. The 12 laws of wisdom. Now, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click that bell button for the notification. All right, so that you can be updated on these future wisdom lessons. Now, I want to hit it from a different point today. I know you normally hear me do the Wisdom Wednesdays from the 4 main wisdom books, sometimes in a different manner as well. But today I want to be able to bring some recognition to this work right here, the work that the Most High has allowed me to compile years ago. This book right here is my personal book, The 12 Fundamental Laws of Wisdom. Actually came out in September 2020, so we're going on 2 years now that this book has been out. Of course, this book came out in the infant stages of this new YouTube channel. All right, so I wanted to be able to spread some more awareness about the 12 fundamental laws of wisdom. All right, I kept this title short, 12 laws of wisdom. I took the fundamental part out, but I want to go over some of them for you today. All right, so that you could be able to be enlightened on these 12 laws of wisdom, and that you could be able to add them to your day-to-day living experiences. All right, so first law of wisdom. All right, because individuals, if you've been watching some of the wisdom teachings and the lessons that's been going on that I've been putting out here for some time now, you already know that wisdom has laws. Wisdom has commandments. You go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 and verse 5, you know it said, the word of the Most High is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments. All right, you go to Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 8, it said, hear the instructions of your father, and do not forsake the law of thy mother. And you know, Ecclesiasticus 24 and 18, it says, wisdom is the mother. All right, so wisdom has laws. All right, and before I even go into these laws, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to this book right here, the Apocrypha. For those of you that know about this book, it's a book within the Apocrypha called Ecclesiasticus. It is, to my understanding, to this point of my life, it's the greatest book of wisdom I've come across. Many people, they esteem Proverbs, but they do not know the wisdom that's hidden within the book of Ecclesiasticus. All right, so I wanted to throw that out there because the work that's in here, all right, a nice portion of it has references to Ecclesiasticus. All right, of course, you have Proverbs, Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiastes. You have some other chapters, some other books as well. But a great influence on my personal book is the Apocrypha. All right, so if you do not have this book right here, go ahead and order it. It'll be a good addition to add to your library. All right, and if you don't read nothing else in this book but the 2 wisdom books that are Ecclesiasticus and Wisdom of Solomon, it'll be worth its weight in gold by itself. All right, so I'm gonna go over these 12 laws of wisdom. All right, and just to give you a quick little story, for those of you, of course, if you have read through this already, you've heard me talk about this. But back at around the year about 2017, about 5 years ago, I was teaching a congregation. I reached a point in my life where I was kind of burnt out. And also I had other situations, struggles, obstacles that was going on in my life at that time. And I needed some wisdom. So individuals asked me that, what made you come up with the concept of that book? It's because I was searching for answers. And I found my answers within the wisdom books. And when I started to search through the wisdom books for myself, I had notebooks and notebooks all around my desk and my secret chamber. And I was encouraged by multiple people that this shouldn't be just for you. This needs to go out to the whole world. All right, so I put that, put it in book format. And this came out in 2020. Also, before I go into these 12 laws, keep a lookout for the next book that will be dropping here soon. Hopefully within the next month or two, by the time the feast days roll around. Keep an eye out on that. All right, that's just another little plug. All right, so the 12 fundamental laws of wisdom, I'm gonna go over them. Number 1 is to fear the Most High. When you go to Proverbs chapter 9 and verse 10, it says the fear of Yah, or the Most High, is the beginning of wisdom. When you go to Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, it tells you that the root of wisdom is to fear Yah or the Most High, and the branches of this tree is long life. So wisdom is a tree of life. When you go to Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 18, it says, she is a tree of life, and to those that take hold on her. All right? Happy is every man that pertaineth her. So the first law of wisdom, the very big step of wisdom, is to fear the Most High. All right? Let me see if I can find something here real quick, if my memory is serving me correct. All right? It says right now in Ecclesiasticus, the book that I told you I pulled from quite a bit, Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 and verse 18. The fear of the Most High is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. All right? The fearing the Most High, showing a strong reverence of your Creator, is the first step to be accepted of him. The second law of wisdom, because I'm going to speed these up because I don't want to make this a long, drawn-out study. The second law of wisdom is to keep the commandments. As you go through these wisdom videos that you've seen me put out, or if you go on your own search of wisdom, all right, you're going to come across wisdom commandments. All right, and you will be fooling yourselves to just go about saying, I pray for wisdom, I have understanding, I have wisdom, but not keep the commandments of wisdom. We have what commandments that we have to follow. And even as we go throughout the whole Bible, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. We go to the wisdom book, we find that. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13, it said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of mankind. So whatever purpose you feel like you were put here on this earth to serve, it comes secondary to fearing your Creator and keeping his commandments. Number three, the third law of wisdom, is to honor the Most High first. This law of wisdom could have been put as number one or number two, all right? But number three is to honor the Most High first. Every time that we get up every morning, we should be praying and seeking his face first. Some of us, we get on our phone, we try to check how many likes we got from last night. We try to see how many subscribers we got if you're on YouTube. All right, individuals are checking their Instagram, brushing their teeth, doing all kind of things. But the very first thing that we should be doing every day is to honor the Most High first with our praise, with our thanksgiving, with our giving. All right, some of us stopped being givers because we was giving in Christianity, we was giving in church, all right, and Pastor Porkchop was taking our money from the building fund, doing who knows what with it, and we stopped being givers. But in Proverbs chapter, let me go there real quick. All right, I talked about the root of wisdom. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 9, if my memory serves me correctly, it says, honor the Most High with the first fruits of thy increase, all right, so that your barns may be filled with plenty. Honor the Most High with thy substance and with the first fruits of all your increase. So you can see how the Most High, when you go through the scriptures, you can see how he wanted the first, all the way back from the Mosaic law through the laws of wisdom. He wants his first. All right, number four is to surround yourself with wise. So one of the ways to increase in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is to surround yourself with wise individuals. So many scriptures in here, all right? You can go through the wisdom books on your own, and you can be able to find all the scriptures that talks about surrounding yourself with the wise. Number five is control thy tongue. We have to control this little bitty member inside of our mouth. This little bitty member, it causes a world of trouble. And throughout my journey of compiling so many of the wisdom scriptures, controlling your tongue is up there with the most scriptures that in wisdom that deals with this matter. So it's very important that we learn how to tame our tongue. And I will even say it today, this is one of them that I'm constantly working at every single day. All right, when they talk about not interrupting, Ecclesiasticus 11 verse 8, not interrupting no one in the midst of their conversations. All right, you got other scriptures where it talks about honor and shame is in thy talk. All right, and the tongue of a man is his fall. All right, and I can go on and on about that. When it talks about in Proverbs, he that has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of an excellent spirit. Even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace, and esteemed the man of understanding. All right. The sixth law of wisdom is control your anger. Now these laws are the laws they put in the order that I found them and put them in the order. Of course, you can see a whole bunch of different wisdom laws that you see in here, all right, but these are just 12 of the ones that I saw. Controlling your anger. It's the counterpart of controlling your tongue. Right next to controlling your tongue, this probably has the second amount of scriptures, the most scriptures that deal with this matter in the wisdom books, in the 4 main wisdom books. Controlling our anger. How many people have got killed? Well, just by anger. It tells us in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 8, not to walk into a solitary place with an angry man. All right, it talks about that, Ecclesiasticus chapter 1. It says, no, it talks about the sway of his fury shall be his destruction. Proverbs, it tells you to make no friendship with an angry man. All right, this is the 6th law, is to control your anger. Number 7, avoid hasty actions. All right, this is something that we all have been guilty of. I have to watch myself even to this day because I've been known to make hasty decisions. All right, and it talks about that in Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 2. It talks about he that hasteth with his feet sinneth. So when we could do hasty actions, when we are involved in these hasty actions, we're bound to do something that we are going to later regret. All right, number 8, the 8th law is to be diligent concerning your work. Whatever type of work that you have chosen to embark upon, you have to be diligent concerning that thing. Whether it's your job, whether it's your business, whether it's definitely the work for the Most High, it's time for you to take, I don't want to say take pride in what you do because I don't want to use that word pride, but you have to be fully engaged in the labor and the task that the Most High has put in front of you. All right, number 9 is to practice discretion. Practice discretion. We have to, I'm going through some of these laws of wisdom because this is a lifelong journey. All right, being discreet. Discretion will preserve you. Understanding will keep you. In Proverbs chapter 2 and 11, it tells us that we have to be discreet. And discreet is speaking or acting in such a way that doesn't offend people as much. All right. Number 10, remain humble. The 10th law is to remain humble. There are so many arrogant and prideful individuals out here today. I see pride-itis on individuals every day, and I know that disease well because I've suffered with the symptoms of it. I was a very, very prideful and arrogant person throughout my teenage years and even some of my young adult years. All right, we have to remain humble. The 11th law is to continually give. Some of you stop being givers. Like I told you earlier when I said to honor the Most High first, you have to continually give. You have to continually give to the poor. Give to your brothers and sisters that's within your nation. You have to help those that are in need. Continually give, and the Most High will continually give unto you. And the 12th law of wisdom that's in this book right here, the 12 fundamental laws of wisdom, is to continually speak over your situation daily. Speak over your situation daily. Some of you feel, tension in your body, you feel anxiety, you say that you feel stressed out and depressed and all these other words, but you are yet to speak over your situation because you feel like that's what the pastors do in church. But this is biblical, all right? Whether the pastors do it or not, you have the authority and the ability to speak over your situation, to affirm things over yourself. The scripture says in the book of Nehemiah, let the weak say, I am strong. Say that you are the head and you are not the tail. Say that you are above only and not beneath. All right? Speak positive words of yourself and your body will line up on it. It's true. The scripture says that a pleasant word is like a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and helps to the bones. That means that our words are very powerful and you have to speak life for yourself. What does it say in Proverbs chapter 18 and 20? Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. So it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to speak life over your situation. I've done it myself. I was speaking over my situation, and things start coming to pass in my life just by me verbalizing that we're going to come to pass. All right? So I just wanted to share with you 12 laws of wisdom. Of course, there are many more. Of course, for the sake of my book, I call them the 12 fundamental laws of wisdom. Check out this book right here. It is on Amazon. All right, individuals that have been contacting me personally to get them a copy. You do not want to miss out on the wisdom that's shared within that book right there. And you also want to be able to share that with your family and friends. Also support your brother. If you know me personally, all right, you haven't got a copy of the book, you would be helping support me along my journey. I'm not selling the book out here. I'm not. People that sell books some individuals say you're trying to get rich off a book. Tell me who's getting rich off a book. if you're not a household name. I'm just out here sharing the wealth with my brothers and with my sisters, praying that you all can get it. And surprisingly, there have been so many individuals that have got a hold of the book and they have shared it. They have shared it with other individuals on social media. They have liked it for themselves. You know, you got husbands and wives that got them a personal copy of the book. So it is up to you, all right? You don't have to take my word for it. Up until this point right now, it has a 5-star rating, all right? Individuals really enjoy the information that's within that book, and I'm praying that you can get your copy and that you can do the same. All right, so with that said, I pray the Most High be with each and every single one of you. Until the next time we meet again, I say,